Winter's here, and it's here to stay, and you'll want to make sure that your car is in tip-top driving shape for these rough weather conditions. Today, Valvoline Instant Oil Change owner Jim Armstrong tells us how.
One is tested -34.
Drain plugs in tight, ready roll bay 1.
Left out secure, ready roll bay 1.
What strikes you when you pull into Valvoline on Belmont Avenue in Liberty is how fast the cars move in and out.
Give good service and get you in and out and get you on your way.
Usually in 10 to 15 minutes if it's a typical oil change. The other is the customer service.
Good day, sir.
Not to brag, but I like to think that we give the best customer service out there, quite honestly.
Do you even find anything that's comparable to your guys?
I don't really want to knock the competition.
Jim Armstrong and his wife own this Valvoline and one in Niles. He says most of his people have been with him for years, and he hires the best.
One of the things we start with is to tell everybody we want you to treat every customer that comes in here like it's your grandmother, because you're going to be very thorough with your grandmother and tell her everything that's needed on the vehicle, but you're not going to take advantage of her or push something on her that she doesn't need. So then we go from there.
When you come in for an oil change, you also get the fluids topped off, your air pressure checked in the tires, and your windows cleaned. Well, let's start, I guess, with the oil change, because you always hear 3,000 miles, but then you start to hear, well, you could let it go a few thousand over, you wait till your engine life or your oil life is at a certain percentage. What's your take on this?
Well, I think it starts with what type of driving you do. And most people think they just do regular driving so they can go whatever, 4,000 or 5,000 miles between an oil change. If you really read your owner's manual, most people do severe driving. I mean, you're doing either a lot of stop and go, a lot of short trips, you might be towing something, you might be doing extended highway driving. When you look at those things, then that's called severe driving conditions. And if you're doing severe driving conditions, you should change your oil more often.
With gas prices hovering around the $3 mark, Armstrong has advice on how to get more for your money.
The two things that cause you to have bad gas mileage in the engine more than anything else is a dirty air filter and improperly inflated tires. And so that's why we show the air filter. And one of the services we do offer is we do put nitrogen in tires now instead of compressed air. Because nitrogen does not fluctuate with the temperature like compressed air does.
Aside from regular oil changes, what are some other regular maintenance musts to ensure that cars are running at peak performance?
Well, every fluid in a vehicle ends up breaking down over time in miles.
He says change them according to the recommended mileage. Also, your fuel filter should be changed every 2 years.
You need to check your belts, you need to check the hoses, but then the fluids, they even say now you should change your brake fluid every so often, which is kind of new. We never did that before.
Armstrong says with a tough economy, people often put off getting their oil changed.
And I understand, you got to put food on the table and pay your bills and stuff like that, but again, a car is your second highest investment after your house, so you need to take care of that too.
With the Regional Chamber Report, I'm Kim Gonda.